Hello and welcome to this tutorial. Here we will learn how to use Streamlabs OBS and StreamYard in order to stream through the internet. It's very simple. We need two apps, we need a decent internet connection, and it gets tricky, but it's easy and fun to use once you learn how to do it. Here we can see Streamlabs OBS, which will help us, and it's just the one I usually use. So Streamlabs OBS and StreamYard are very similar. They both use the system of sources. If you want to import an image or a browse source or maybe an image slideshow, you can display different captures, game captures, and audio inputs. It's very similar, but it's important to know that you have to have your accounts linked to your social media in order to start the streaming. In this case, we're using two programs at the same time, Streamlabs to link it to StreamYard. This way we can edit the image and the video while it's playing in the stream instead of just having a still image. Now if we open StreamYard, we can see the broadcaster and we can create a broadcast with one of the accounts which we have previously created, and we can title it as we wish it to. For example, test broadcast or anything, because usually you would write down the title and then a description for the people to follow it to know what the stream is about. This way we can easily create a broadcast, and it is important to know you have to have a stable connection and a working camera. A message will appear in your browser asking for camera and mic permits, so please do, so we can listen and see you. Also, you have to type in a display name. In this case, it's not mine because I'm not the one with the permits in the accounts, but you could write whichever name you please to show in camera. Now the dashboard previously created in Photoshop would show, and in order to manage this, it's simple, but it gets tricky. Usually when we or I log in, usually I check the share button and in the video file and the share screen. We have to set up the screen sharing aspect of this. And since we're working with one only screen, we have to do everything in that one screen. Now here's the tricky part, because I click and share. If we click here, share audio, this happens, and we don't want this to happen. This means anything I do and anything I show on the screen will show on the screen, and we don't want that. This is the important, interesting thing about StreamYard. If you go to share screen and you click here in window, you can choose which window to show at all times instead of showing yours. Here we should add a scene known as media source, which is this media we are trying to show, trying to share. So just name it. And here we would just browse it in your own files. Here, for example, we have one about the Argentinian League, and we could click share. Now we can use this previous template. You just double click and you have to click on create stream output player. After we're done with this and we have the final image, we just have to switch back to the tab and select StreamYard tab. Now automatically we have 5 different outputs projectors. Now it won't show because I'm using my other screen to record, but usually the final projection would show with the image. See, it's black now, but if I start to do something on my computer, opening tabs or anything, it won't show on the stream like it showed previously. Now you can move freely, open, close tabs, add text, banners or timers, which we'll later discuss, without the stream being directly affected. For example, if you wanted to add text, just add media source, add text, and here, for example, we use the 00 or the 00 to show how the game is going, and we place done, but usually it shows very small, so we have to manually do it bigger and place it wherever we want to. Now, if you want to add multimedia files such as timers and an image that shows how the game is going or a countdown, we have one which is from 0 to 45 minutes, because every time you press it, it starts all over again. So what we have is a multimedia loop file which loops 45 minutes instead of one from 0 to 90, because it could cause problems if you stop in the middle for a commercial break and this thing starts all over again. So every time you click on a multimedia file, it starts all over again. When you don't pause it, it just starts all over. So it's better to have a loop of 45 minutes than 90. Now we can see that we're streaming, but we have to go back to change for example, the color of the text. Here we have it 00. We can change its color. Say, for example, I wanted to have it black. Then we can easily change, wait a minute, we can change it to black, so that it would show in the contrast later, and there it is, 00. And for example, you can easily change it. If there's a goal, just erase 0, put a 1, and we can show how StreamYard is using its technology to stream what we are doing in Stream OBS. Now imagine we have to choose a tab and do a commercial break. We would go to the banner section. Now inside the banner tab, we would press the brands, and here we have videos we can use during our streams. Say you go on a commercial break, then you click on that, and that shows. Here we would see a pre-edited video of which was the commercial break. Here. And if you click on it, it will stop. And if you click on it again, it will start. So before we do a stream, we usually send this one right here, which is a countdown that will help us get more viewers, and it will help us with the Facebook algorithm, because if you start the stream earlier, the more possibilities you get more views. Now the countdown file already has the intro inserted in it, so it would be no need to press on it, because already the intro is. So never press the intro, because it would loop again and it would look all shaky. That way it won't show a weird cut, which could happen. Like, see, we have this one, and when it ends, you already have to click the other one, and the camera would show, and it would be weird. So in this case, the countdown, the timer, has the intro at the end of the file, so there's no need to press the intro again. Now you have to be in constant communication with the narrators or the commentary, in case you have to show some commercial and you have to tell them, and they would say, oh, well, in a couple of minutes we're going to commercial, we'll go now, and then you have to be ready to click on the correct file. We will see an example of what happens when the timer runs down. Like I said, here the intro is at the end of the timer video file, so it shows after the timer. You will have to tell beforehand the people working with you that you are live, and they would start after the timer, then the intro, and there you'd be live. You'd be live before the timer and the intro. In this case, we're not live because it's just a test. On the right-hand side of the screen, we can see the chat, where you can ask something, or if the narrator of the commentary asks some piece of data they don't know, you can look it up and just write it down and send it to them. Like, for example, what's the name of the Liga stadium before the current name? And here, Casablanca, and we can send it. Now, to show your camera on the stream and mic, you have to click here and add to stream, and there you would appear. You can have different layouts. Maybe this is with one people speaking, or usually we use this one because it's more like a internet radio, but there are different layouts. Now, if the internet connection is not so good, it's better not to have the camera, because if not, the connection can go bad and the stream is compromised. But if you want the camera, you can have it, as long as you have a stable connection. It's better to agree with your team to be everybody on camera or not on camera. Everybody, nobody, because that way it's more professional and it's a cleaner look. Now, while doing the stream, you can manage different banners live to interact with your audience. If you want a banner to show on the side of on the bottom of the stream, it's as easy as typing it in and just clicking on it. For example, in the match preview, and ask people, as your followers and your audience, to interact and let you know what they think of the game, how it's gonna go. We usually use the one self-promoting, AG Deportes, to give it more reach through the internet, but also the ones for the people participating and help them reach a bigger audience. So you can have access to all the banners, and if you want to add one, it's as simple as just clicking add, typing it in, and add the banner. This works perfectly for in-game substitutions and announcements, for example, cambio, and you can show it during the game. Now the banner would show, and how do we get it to move? We just edit and scroll across button and save, and now it will scroll through the screen. So yeah, here would be everything, and just to make it clear, we're having a combination of Streamlabs and also in StreamYard. So we have the image from Streamlabs here and the banners from StreamYard. Let's remember a key component here, which is that StreamYard is a website, and Streamlabs, OBS Streamlabs, is a application. The good thing about StreamYard is that you can do it online and you don't really need a good or a great computer to stream. Now, another way of engaging your audience is with the comments, answering them and making the audience part of the stream, which I will show now. Again, on the right side of the screen, we can see a section which is comments, which we will use. Say you're doing a live stream and one viewer wants to ask you something. For example, at what time does the game start? Like if you're doing a game preview, and here you could just simply answer a question and let the viewer know that you are there. For example, you can tell them that starts at 19 hours. Not all comments make it through the filter. You have to select the comments one by one. You get to decide and choose what comments you show. Sometimes there are good comments, sometimes there are bad comments. Usually the bad comments are not shown. You simply click on show and the comment will appear on screen. But sometimes you don't like comments which are posted, or they are spam or telling people to watch the game somewhere else. So those type of comments we don't want, and we have a way to control them. While this is streaming, here in the three dots, you can simply click on it and choose either to block the comment or simply to block the account. Normally we would allow up to like 10 comments. If the comments get too repetitive or they are in too quick succession, then we would control it, maybe block the account, especially if we can find spam. Sometimes when there are high views, a lot of comments appear saying download this app to follow the game there. So no, we would control that and not allow those type of comments to be on our stream, which is another great tool which StreamYard offers. Okay, so now let's try to control the comment. and see how it would work in the Twitch account. Let's see how we could control this, or answer, or just engage the audience. Usually we have different type of comments, most of them good, and we like to focus on the great ones. So let's see how we would do it. Here we would comment, or someone would comment at what time does the game start, and we would try to answer him through the stream. See there, click show, and now we can see it on the bottom left corner of the stream screen. And there we could just answer him either live, say, no, well, the game starts at 7, or just write at them. And then we can see different comments like what's the result, and we can engage with the audience, which is always important for the audience to feel like they are answered and that they are part of the stream. Now, StreamYard streams in 3 different platforms. It's Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. And usually we might get different viewers in different platforms, obviously. And it's better to have more viewers in one platform than to have a segmented market. So instead of doing, for example, 50 viewers in YouTube, 100 viewers in Facebook, and 20 in Twitch, it would be better to have 300 in one of the platforms. Though that way, sometimes we can choose just one platform to stream from instead of the 3 of them. Therefore, we don't lose viewers and we have higher numbers. And there is this Facebook live transmission tab on the top of your Facebook, which you can see different live transmissions. And if you have high numbers, you will be at the top of that list. And especially to get numbers, you have to start 10 minutes or 15 minutes beforehand. So that way, when the game has already started, you already have good numbers and Facebook knows you have a good and stable transmission. Now, if we want to have a background sound, like a stadium sound, we have to upload it to OBS. So let's just find here just an example of an audio file which we could use. Once we have selected the desired track with football background or fans background, we should go back to StreamYard and click on the share and then share screen, and then you should choose share audio option. Once again, you click on the window option to choose the window you want to show, which you are showing this. Now you have to change tabs to control the music, which is already playing on the background. So if you want to change the volume, you can do it without the viewers knowing what's going on in the background. Just go back to iTunes or whatever app and you can turn the volume down. So yes, this would be a way to control a stream. You can control everything with one screen. Obviously, if you have 2 screens, it's way easier. You have one stream on one screen, and on the other screen you can manage the background and produce the whole thing. But it's very easy to manage StreamYard and Streamlabs once you understand properly how to do it, and you have to answer to your colleagues and control the cameras, control the audios, control the images, control the comments, basically produce the whole program or podcast. So this would be the best way to do your streams through the internet without a powerful computer, with a stable connection. Streamlabs and StreamYards is the go-to app. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoy. But be warned, it's not free, obviously. You have to pay for a license, but it's very economic and it's totally worth it.